Alright, so barkamu da dawowa kamar da na ce da mu kammala shirin nan na yau da interview, and kullum muna kawo rahoton yanayi, muna kawo muku weather reports every single morning kowace rana, kowanne safe. But today yau ga alhamdulillah muna da wani ma'aikaci daga GMET, which is Ghana Meteorology ko kuwa Ghana Meteorological Agency, right, a nan tare da mu, wanda ke za mu duba batun yanayi da sakiyan yanayi. Ana ruwa, kun tuna northeast region abin da ya faru, an yi ruwa wani hours kadan, mutane dubbayya gaskiya sun zama homeless da makamancinsu, sai da ma 'yan nadmo aka kai musu taimako, gwamnati kuma ya sa hannu. And kan mu manta kuma da junted, ba wai muna tuna muku da abin da ya faru a baya ba, but then unfortunately mun gan something, a little bit of it ko wani similar thing haka ya faru a northeast region. What's next ba mu sani ba, saboda shi muna da shi dan wannan a studio. Za mu yi tattaunawa me ya kama da mu expect, saboda su ne waɗanda yake aikin su ne su ta updates mu game da yanda sakiyan yanayi yake. Ina nan tare da ni from the Ghana Meteorological Agency as this word. I mean, you always have to take your time. Franklin Kujo, Mr. Frederick Kujo.
Yes, please.
Okay, Mr. Frederick Kujo. All right, Mr. Frederick Kujo. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Sandazwa.
Sonukadi.
Yeah. Oh, you speak a little bit of Hausa.
Yeah, a little bit. I stayed in Shukura for some time.
Okay. So can we do this conversation in Hausa?
No.
Yeah. All right. So I'll try as much as possible to be doing the translation or interpretation to our people, okay, inshallah.
No problem.
All right. So you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay. How is the agency so far?
Well, very good morning to all your viewers. So I bring you greetings from our Director General, Mr. Eric Asuman, and then all the other staff of GMET. We say very thank you for giving us this opportunity to educate the general public on weather issues. All
right. So gone were the days. This time, alhamdulillah, I think things are going well, because they tell you it's likely to rain and there's a high possibility that it will rain, yeah. Okay? And they tell you today it wouldn't rain. There's high possibility, high chances that it's not going to rain. Like this time around, we are trying to get things. Gone were the days. I mean, I remember when we were young, they tell you that, oh, it will rain. Actually, forget about these people. But I think you guys are doing well now. Things are taking shape anyway. So regarding the weather this time around, we've seen some rains, and unfortunately what happened in northeast region recently, the how do you call it, Bumpurugu Yoyo, and what are the other areas?
Boko and its environs.
Yes, Boko and its environs. Unfortunately, thousands of people were displaced. We have people becoming homeless and things. They lost their shelters due to the downpour, the rains. Yes. So what are we expecting, like this time around? What are we expecting? From which month to which month do we think that this thing would end or something?
Okay, so every year in Ghana we have two patterns in terms of rainfall. Southern Ghana usually experiences bimodal rainfall pattern. That is, we have two rainfall seasons for Southern Ghana. But then for the northern sector, we have just one rainfall season, which usually starts from the latter part of May through to August. It peaks up in August. So after August, then it declines. And then for Southern Ghana, we get our minor rainfall season starting from September through to November and thereabout. So the rain.
That's for the southern?
Yes, that's for the southern. So for the northern sector, they usually have just unimodal. That is just one for one pattern. Yeah, that which starts from the Bay through to August.
May.
So,
through to August.
Exactly. Okay. So for the month of August, which we are currently, is where the north have usually experiences the peak of the rainfall season.
Okay.
So what was recently experienced over the Upper East region. For every year, GMET issues two seasonal forecasts. We have the one that takes care from the beginning of the season to about half of the season. And then we update that for the northern half when the north is about to enter into their major rainfall season. So the update that was issued in 5th May was centered more for the northern half. And then we realized that for the northern half, most places were going to experience normal to below normal. But then areas in the upper east region, that is upper east and the northeast region, were likely to experience some slightly above normal rains. That is when we look at the long-term mean rainfall pattern that has been recorded over those areas. We are likely to exceed for this year. So just last week, where we had the rains, most of the active systems were propagating over the Sahel regions. When I talk about the Sahel, areas like Mali, Niger, and Burkina. Okay. So yeah, we had very active rainstorms propagating over those areas. So we realized that there was this rainstorm that grazed the upper eastern portions of the country. It was moving quite slow, and then it was able to produce amounts of rainfall like 145.5 millimeters in Navrongo, which is over the upper east. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't have any station in the northeast region, that is Nalerugu and its environs, but then we do issue forecasts. Okay. When you look at our daily templates, we have Nalerugu as part of our cities that we issue forecasts to. So yeah, so we do inform them of what is likely to happen, but then we don't have station there. So when we look at the other areas in the northern sector, I realize that the rains.
Okay, so I think we have some footages.
Yeah.
And what the rain did. I think this is the north, right?
Exactly, that's the north.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's a television.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so, yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, so realize that most areas during that day, the amounts that were recorded were quite low. For instance, when we take Yendi recorded just 1.6 millimeters. We had Tamale also recording 5.5 millimeters. Bole also recorded 28.7 millimeters, and then we had Wa also recording 5.7 millimeters, as compared to Navrongo recording 145.5 millimeters. So meaning that the upper east region was quite active in terms of the rainfall amounts that occurred for that day. So we had the rains also occurred for quite a number of hours, and that is about 4 hours. So
non-stop.
Exactly. So that, and then prior to that day too, we had some rains being occurring over those areas, but then those amounts were not so high. So the ground was somehow saturated for some time over the upper eastern region. So due to the 4 hours of rains that was experienced that day, you could see that it resulted in a lot of flash flooding over those areas.
Sports, and the people will not enjoy tonight.
Yeah, so
or that night.
Yeah. So we had a lot of flash floods occurring due to the grounds already saturated. So we had the rains moving downstream towards Boko and Nalerugu and its environs, causing havoc to lives and then properties over those areas.
Oh, okay. So I understand that place is actually in Sawam.
In Sawam?
Yes. Not because, you know, it happened in Sawam. We had this footage. I think days back, that place is actually in Sawam.
Okay.
So we're trying to get that of the northeast.
Okay.
Yes. Footages as well. Yes. Okay. So let's come down here to the south. So you said we have jama'a abinda yake fadiwa shine wai ita lokacin ruwa a nan Ghana muna da shine lokaci guda biyu. Na farko akwai ana raba shi biyu ne, kashi biyu ne. Akwai northern side na sa'annan kuma na south. North na wato arewacin Ghana kenan suna da yanda suke experience ruwa. Sai kuma akwai na kudancin Ghana nan kasa south nan kuma shi ma akwai yanda ake experience ruwan sama. To wai saman wato northern part arewacin nan su yana zuwa ne so guda ko ba haka ba once the north. Yes. Yeah. So yana zuwa so guda, sai kuma southern part nan anan kudancin kasar yana zuwa ne so biyu, and then so guda na arewacin shine from which month? May to August. Yeah. So arewacin shine daga watan May zuwa watan August wannan za yi ruwa, sa'an nan kuma ya kai wanga lokaci akan samu ruwan nan yayi tsanani sosai. Sai kuma southern part nan kuma from September through to November.
Yeah.
So it means that here in the south we are still going to experience rains.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, sai mu muna gani cewa watakila abin zai kare kenan, amma wurin nan ganga musamman ya kama da still za mu experience ko kuwa za mu expect watan ruwan sama har zuwa. Okay, so now let's come down to the south. Okay, now this a situation whereby we are expecting rains from September, that's next month.
Yeah.
Okay, which means we are done with the first part.
Yeah, we are already done with the first part. That is the major rainfall season for southern Ghana. So
okay,
right now we are entering into the minor rainfall season.
The minor. Okay, so we are done with the major.
Yeah.
Okay, we are now entering
into the minor. Rainfall. Exactly.
Okay. So what should we expect for the minor?
Well, so for the minor rainfall season, usually we have a lot of thunder activities, and then with some heavy rainfall. We usually have our rains propagating from our east, that is countries from our east, Cameroon through to Nigeria, Benin, Togo, and then before they get to our country. So we experiencing more of those kind of rains as we enter into September and then August, which will be quite violent in terms of the windy conditions and then also the thunder activities. Compared to what we're experiencing now we have more of slight rain and then drizzle conditions occurring for southern Ghana. So as we enter into September through to October and then November, the intensity of the rains will gradually increase for southern Ghana.
Okay. All right. So yanzu yana nufi cewa mun gama da first part in southern Ghana, which is the major, wato lokacin ruwa da kanshi kenan. Amma yanzu za mu zo minor, si ma an yi ruwa amma dai ba zai kaman farkon nan ba. Okay. Almuhim maganan da yake faduwa kenan through to November.
Exactly.
Right before Christmas.
Exactly. Before we enter into the dry season.
Okay, the dry season.
Yeah.
You know, when we're young, we used to have, they say, the rainy season and the dry season.
Yeah.
So the dry season is where we have the Hamatan.
Exactly.
And the Hamatan used to be very severe those days. Unless you bath with hot water.
Of late, even during the dry season, we still get some localized rainfall activities occurring.
Of late.
Yeah. Even still in the dry season, especially in December. Yeah.
But those days it was not like
that. Those days it wasn't so frequent, but then of late it's becoming a lot frequent, especially during the month of December. Sometimes even through to January we get some localized rains, but then those rains will be centered more towards the southwestern portions, especially the western coast, Takrade, Axem, those areas, Takwa and its environs.
Yeah, but understand, because understanding the north is still cold. Summertime is still cold.
Yeah, very good.
Exactly. So filan da muke kamar da muka sani da naka kai lokacin hamatan haka za ka kama ana sanyi, matukar sanyi sosai, sai dai da ka je school ma she ka samu wani dan jacket haka ka sa, ka tashi da safe kuma ka samu wani dan wuta ko kuwa ruwan tsafi ka yi wanka da shi, ba haka ba na sanyi sosai. Amma yanzu unfortunately ba mu kan experience shi kamar yadda ya kamata, especially nan ganga a kudancin kasar. Amma ka je arewaci har yanzu muna da labari yakan akwai dan sanyi haka, ko da yake bai yin kamar na ta amma dai akwai sanyi wurin nan, amma nan ba shi nan saboda ko da ma cikin Disamba lokacin da muke expect hamatan akan ruwa kadan magana dai koko bayanai da yi kenan. So what actually results in that? Is it a climate change? We've heard a lot of things like climate change, the burning of iceberg, and the deforestation,
exactly.
and blah blah. Yes.
So in relation to that, yes, we could talk about the climate change.
Okay.
Looking at how anthropogenic activities are affecting the climate. So when we talk about climate, we are looking at the long-term changes over an area, especially in terms of temperature and then rainfall pattern. So for instance, currently we could see that due to industrialization, lots more industries are being built just to produce more items for humans to use, as well as burning of fossil fuels. And then also agribusinesses also produce a lot of methane gases. And then also we have more modernization, that is constructing of a lot more concrete floors.
Sorry,
okay.
Come back to that, but I think that's the northeast.
Okay.
And I earlier on I saw an issue, a statement issued by the NADMO. Okay, this is NADMO.
Yeah.
We had two more deaths from the Maprugo Miduri district because of their farmlands have been submerged in water. They try to use. Can you do the harvesting? Okay, so I think two more people who died over there. Okay, and these are the farmlands. Is that rice plantation?
Yes, I think so.
Yes, I think that's a rice plantation, and you can see marks of water. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are talking about what causes the.
Yeah. So we are looking at these. Things that we do as humans: industrialization, cutting down of trees, constructing of more concrete floors, and then also tiling up various compounds. These are all things that are contributing to the warming.
Tiling up various compounds, so the water
exactly
is sinking.
Exactly.
Okay.
So all these are contributing to the effects of the climate change, or are warming up the atmosphere. So as compared to some maybe 30 years ago, 20 years ago, how cold we used to feel during the dry season is no more being felt.
It's a beautiful feeling, you know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so these are some of the things that we are doing. Then it's also contributing to the warming effect of our climate.
Okay, so what's the difference between the global warming and then the climate change?
So climate change is like climate change is like the bigger umbrella. So global warming just looks at just the producing of or production of greenhouse gases, which get into the atmosphere. They trap the heat that are coming out, that is thermal radiation coming out from the Earth's surface. So these gases, once we have them in the atmosphere already, but then due to activities, we are producing a lot more of these gases. And then what these gases does is to just keep the atmosphere warm for us to be able to inhabit the Earth's surface. So right now we are producing a lot more of these gases, and then they are retaining more heat over the Earth. So this is contributing to what we refer to as the global warming. But then when we talk about climate change, we are looking at other factors like melting of icebergs, and then also extreme weather events like a lot more hurricanes occurring, as well as tropical cyclones, and then a lot more thundery and then rainfall activities.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we end the discussion, we'll open the phone lines so that our viewers out there, those who have questions, can also ask, and then it will be said. Jama Zua Anjuma, I mean not now, but Zua Anjuma, Nkuna le tambayo imumbudi wayoyi saboda kuma ku samu dama ku yi tambaya game da wato tattaunawa da muke yanayi da muke cikin lokacin ruwa da kuma lokacin da yake ba ruwa da dai makamancin su da kuma irin kula da ya kama da mu yi. Okay, right. So how do you call it? Now we're seeing the difference between the global warming and that of climate change. So the climate change is the bigger picture. Okay.
Exactly.
So the global warming just has to do with these fumes and stuff.
Exactly.
All right. So what about climates and weather?
Okay, so when we talk about climates and then weather, climates usually is just the change in the atmospheric condition over an area for a very long period of time, like let's say 30 years and then over. But then when we talk about weather, we are just looking at the day-to-day activities, changes in the atmosphere. For instance, what is happening right now, or what will happen just in the near future, maybe 5 minutes, 30 minutes, or in the next hour. That is in relation to weather. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Great. So har yanzu muna dai kan tattaunawa da muka yi ta sababbin weather da kuma climate yake cewa shi weather dai abin da yake nan da nan zai faru, irin sakiya da ke zuwa a cikin yanayi da makamancin su da wayannan su ne watan wadata muke batun su. Sai yanzu kuma so what are some of the things that preventive measures, okay, things that we need to do to prevent ourselves to be cautious of the seasons so that we stay, well.
Okay, so right now GMET issues a lot of forecasts within the year, but then unfortunately it doesn't really get to a lot of people in our country.
So I was actually coming there. How can people actually get some of these updates?
So before I get there, let me mention some of the things that we issue. So I first talked about the seasonal forecast that looks at the whole season. And for to be able to help farming activities or maybe fishing activities. So we issue that from the start of the year. It's mostly ready maybe from late February into March. Okay. It's mostly ready for the whole year. And then we update that for the mid-year, that is from May into June, we update that. That also takes care for some part of the season. And then we'll do another update on September. That will also take care for the whole season. Aside these major seasonal forecasts that we issue, we have what we call the weekly forecast. That also look at Monday to Sunday. So for instance, if you want to have an outdoor program over the weekend, we'll inform you right from the start of the week that this is how the weekend is likely to look, or maybe the midweek.
Because you've seen marriages, some are organized.
Exactly.
Do how do you call it, the setup, the decor, thousands of Ghana CDs, and it rains and you choose the wedding one way or the other.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we also have the daily forecast. That one is a 24-hour forecast. On the daily forecast, we have morning. For instance, if it's a morning forecast, we have three main types of the daily forecast: morning forecast, afternoon, and then evening. Okay. So the morning looks at the morning, afternoon, then evening. Then the afternoon is an update on the morning forecast, which is issued at 11, but then valid from 12 for the next 24 hours.
So the morning forecast, that one is which time?
It's issued at 5 a.m.
5 a.m.
Yeah, as early as 5 a.m.
So the GMET issues the morning forecast at 5 a.m.
5 a.m. Okay. And then it's valid from 6 hours. So we give you an hour to at least prepare what will happen.
What will happen?
Yeah, so from 6 hours to the next 24 hours. So on the morning forecast, you see a column for morning, afternoon, and then evening. Maybe you'll be having a program in the evening, so we'll inform you what will happen in the evening. Exactly.
Okay.
And then we update that at 11 a.m., which is also valid from 12 p.m. to the next 24 hours. Exactly.
The next 24 hours.
So that one also, we have the columns for afternoon, evening, and then the following day morning.
The following day morning.
Exactly.
Wow.
And then we also update that during the evening time. That is 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
Exactly. And then that one is also valid from 6 p.m. Through to the next day. So we have evening, morning, and then the following day afternoon. Exactly. So aside these ones, also we have what we call marine forecast. So we have a marine department that issues marine forecast to fisher folks. This marine forecast informs them whether the state of the sea will be calm, rough, or dangerous, so that the artisanal fishermen will not find themselves wanting, because they don't use so much heavy canoes. Their canoes are quite light, so when the sea is a bit rough, it endangers their activities. Exactly. So aside that, we have agricultural forecast that we issue from our agro-meteorological department. That one also looks at bulletins for agricultural purposes, and we have specific people that we issue this forecast. So we have a whole lot of forecasts that we issue. Then we also have requests, and sometimes people come to us maybe to plan ahead, months or weeks ahead. So that one is at a fee, because that one looks at a specific location.
Some research has to go.
Exactly. So So that one will take something small, and then we inform you of what will happen for your program. So to be able to get access to these information, we have first the Ghana Meteorological website, and we have the 24-hour forecast there readily there.
On your website?
On our website, meteo.gov.gh. meteo.gov.
Meteo.
Yeah, .gov.
.gov. So
Yeah.
the Meteo is
METEO. .gov. Yeah, .gh. Exactly.
So meteo.gov.gh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you go there, you see that we have on your right, we have the 24-hour forecast, and then also you can also search through the downloads to be able to see the other forecasts. For instance, the seasonal forecast, the marine, and then the agro-meteorological forecast. And then also we have social media platforms that we readily issue our forecast to.
Okay, so the Ghana Meteo, you have social media platforms.
Yes, we have social media platforms that we add everyone that we come in contact with. Anyone who is interested, we just add the person to the platform, especially WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you issue the
updates there
on the WhatsApp.
On the WhatsApp page, yeah. So it's done. So let me give out the WhatsApp number.
Okay, the WhatsApp number.
Yeah,
okay, so it will be on the screen.
Exactly.
Okay. So before you continue, I think we are not done with the platforms thing, but let me update up.
Okay.
So abin da ke cikin shine wai su hukumar kula da yanayi na kasar Ghana. Okay, abin da suke yi ne suna da hanyoyi da suke ilmantar da mutane game da abin da zai faru watan an yi ruwa ko kuwa mai yiwa a yi ruwa ba ruwa da makamancin su every single day, kuma suna yin shi ne su uku, suna maimaitawa ne su uku kowace rana. Akwai na farko suna yin shi ne asuba wato 5 a.m. za a sake wannan, sai kuma bayan haka kuma sun gwada maka guda uku abinda zai faru, ko mai yiwa a yi ruwa, za yi kaza, za yi rana ne ko kuwa yayyafi ne ko da makamancin su. Bayan haka kuma su zo 12 p.m. da rana shi ma a sake na biyu, sai kuma 5 p.m. marance shi ma a yi mai a sake. So na farko ka duba haka bayan sallan asuba da ka gani na ka san abin, ka kare sallah za ka fita ka duba ka san duk abin da yake mai yiwuwa zai faru. Okay, sa'annan kuma akwai wanda suke yi na for waɗanda suke zuwa neman nama a cikin teku da makamancin su, suke zuwa aikin harkan teku, za a nuna musu ga yanda shi ma zai kasance, su ma su sani wani irin kwale-kwale ya kamata su je su yi harkokinsu da shi. Sai kuma akwai irin na masu aikin gona dai da makamancin su duka ya kamata sun gane a wanga lokacin an shuki yayi ko kuwa da makamancin bai yi ba. Sa'annan akwai special request kuma da ake yi, watakila kana da bukata da kake shiryawa don ya raise wani very important issue, wani musamman wai so da yawa zaka gani kama ana shirya taro amma mafi yawanci ba mu sani, ba mu duban yanayin ya zai kasance. Lokaci ya kai, zamani ya kai, Allah ya ilmantar da mutane wa'anga duka, Allah ya mai da shi sauki ya yi ya ba mu, saboda shi mutane kan zuwa su yi bincike su gane okay yau kan yi ayi ruwa ko ba, don mu sha gani mutum ya zo ya shirya buki a yi kudi da dama a yi set up a yi decor, sai kuma ruwa ya zo shi program nan ya zama kamar bai zo ya yi kamar yadda ake son. So shi wasu da yake zuwa su yi indoor event da amma muna batun outdoor event. Sai kuma ya nuna cewa yanda mutum zaka samu access ka samu information sun ga na farko ya yi batun website su nan mun sa karkashin screen din don Allah. Website na farko shine meteo.gov.gh. Meteo, M-E, is it capital or small letters?
Small letters.
Duka small letters. METEO, meteo.gov.gh, meteo.gov.gh.
Yeah.
Sai kuma suna da platform WhatsApp wanda yake suna kara kowa da kowa, duk kowa da kowa za a kara ka akan platform WhatsApp din wanda yake kowane rana ana release wa'anga updates ga akan platform. Isa WhatsApp number nan shi za mu sake yanzu hakan ga. What's the WhatsApp number? So kindly put it on the screen for me. Yes.
Okay, so the number is 055 353 82 92 055 353
8292.
Yeah.
So WhatsApp number sukenan zaka ka kira, so they message you.
Yeah, just send us a hi and then we'll add you to the platform.
Okay, wai ka just send hi kawai kan wanga nan banga za a adin ka kan platform na ke maka ta samun updates. So one more time again.
So 055 353
8292.
8292.
92. Okay. So that's the WhatsApp number, and then also the website in matthew.gov.gh. All right. So
well, there are other platforms.
Other platforms.
Yeah. So we have the Twitter handle at GhanaMet.
Twitter handle at GhanaMet.
Yeah, at GhanaMet.
Okay, so
and
at GhanaMet is Ghana, full Ghana.
Yeah, full Ghana, and then Met, capital M-E-T.
Capital M-E-T,
yeah,
okay. And Ghana Met, that's Twitter.
Yeah, and then Facebook is Ghana Meteorological Agency.
Facebook, Ghana Meteorological Agency.
And then we also on Telegram.
Yeah,
because that one is able to contain a whole lot. Yeah, so Telegram. That one, the name of the group is Let's Talk Weather. Let's Talk Weather.
Let's Talk Weather.
Exactly.
On
Telegram.
Yeah. Let's Talk Weather. Okay.
So when you search for Let's Talk Weather, you can add or join the group. And then also aside these social media handles, we also have this app called the My Flood Risk Accra.
My Flood Risk Accra.
Yeah. Okay. So this app is readily available on Play Store and then App Store.
Okay.
When you download this app is able to give you flood risk levels for an area, especially when you are within AMA, Gan East, and then Gan West. So even as you'll be entering into the minor rainfall season, once you download the app and then you search for the location within these 3 municipalities, that is Gan East, AMA, and then Gan West, you'll be able to know the level of flood risk we are predicting for your area.
Okay, I just entered my flood and I've seen My Flood Risk Accra.
Yeah.
Okay, this is App Store anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so My Flood Risk Accra.
Yeah.
Okay. The symbol is like a house.
Yeah, triangle.
Yes.
You see a house with water level showing. Yeah.
So I have it. I'm trying to install. Okay.
So aside the My Flood Risk app, we also have what we call the My World Weather app. A lot of people use these weather apps on our phones. That's the information are not really coming from GMET. Some don't really know that these information are not coming from GMET.
Okay.
Yeah, because these, when you look at the weather these phones predict, mostly they change rampantly due to maybe the weather condition that is currently being experienced. Then you see the app also changing to that extent. But then for the one we issue to the WMO app called the My World Weather app. My World Weather app. With that one, we provide you with 5-day forecast. We've selected a number of cities around the country, so we provide you with 5-day forecast, right from let's say today to the next 5 days over a specific location. So you'll be able to plan ahead of time in terms of weather activities. So when you download that one, also you can also have information from GMET, and then also to get yourself abreast with weather information. We also have media houses that we send emails to, and then also we have some that call every morning, a lot of radio stations, and then a lot of TV stations. Yes, also call every morning for weather information to be able to disseminate it for the consumption of the public.
Do here every single morning.
Exactly.
Before we start the show, we update the people.
Exactly.
With the weather updates.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So I think jama'a yanzu zamani ya kai zamanin da yake kowane information kake nema gashi na an kawo, akwai WhatsApp platform, akwai akan Facebook, akwai Telegram, akwai Twitter, akwai app man da zaka yi ka ja kan My Flood Risk Accra. I just installed mine. Anyway, My Flood Risk Accra. Amma yayi wani magana very important, mai muhimmanci sosai. Wai akwai wasu apps da muke samun da yake ba inganci, it's not abin na authentic. I mean, ya baka information da yake ba haka bane. Ka ce kamar yan Gmail sun ce an yi ruwa amma ba yi ruwa ba.
Exactly.
Ba Gmail ya fito ba. Aha, ke je kare ka samu wani wurin ka inda ka samu maybe Ymet ba mu sani ba Gmail ya fito ba. Anyway, so numbers na komi za mu bude phone lines na yanzu haka. Kayo ka kira 0553 683010 0553-683010. Kuma kunya kukira and kugwada mana kuna da tambaya game da wato discussion da muka yi yau ga game da yanayi da muke cikin kai wannan tambaya. You can equally send messages akan the same number za ku turo wato sakonninku akan wannan number 0553683010. Now, right, so while we wait for callers, like I said, some of the apps are not actually from the Gmail. So how do we get to know the difference sometimes?
Well, so that is why I've provided you with the apps that we are working with currently.
Okay.
So we are just working with the My Flood Risk Accra and then the My World Weather app. That is from WMO, that is World Meteorological Organization. Every country that has any met institution send weather information to that platform. So GMET also, as a meteorological institution, also send weather information. We've selected a number of cities right from the coast through to the north. So when you select that station, you'll be able to see a 5-day forecast right from today to the next 5 days. It's updated every day for the next 5 days. Updated every day for the next 5 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's updated every day. That's the app, right?
Yeah, the app.
Every day.
And then it gives you a 5-day forecast ahead.
5 days forecast ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, so you could tell what will happen.
Yeah.
In the morning, in the afternoon, or today, tomorrow. So
exactly. That one is not. It summarizes the whole day.
The whole day.
Yeah, so, for instance, it will give you for what will happen if today is 18 or 19.
Yeah, today's 18.
Today's 18, so it will give you for what will happen from 19, 20th,
Okay.
21st, 22nd, yeah, and so forth. But then it doesn't give you that maybe the details. It will just give you for the dominant weather condition we are expecting for the day. If it's going to be rain, you see just thunderstorm and then rain. If it's just going to be sunny, we just give you sunny for that day. So that's what that application also does.
All right. So thank you so much for coming, Mr. Franklin Kujo.
Frederick Kujo.
It's FF. Mr. Frederick Kujo, thank you so much for coming. So
thank you for having
what's
me.
your final words to cherished viewers from the Ghana
Meteorological Agency?
Okay, so I understand we have some, my producer just communicated with me, we have some challenges with phones, and so the calls, unfortunately, but we wish to have you another time.
Okay.
So we could take the public views or their questions and we see how you can answer them. But unfortunately, as for today, we have some challenges with the phone lines.
Sure.
And so what's your message from the Ghana Meteo?
Okay, so my final message to everyone is that right now Ghana.
Oh, you speak Hausa?
My Hausa is a bit rusty. Nafto shukura ya didi. Just a Hausa na ya rusty.
Let's go. That's fine. Okay, nafto shukura ya didi. Hausa ya didi.
Yeah, rusty kada. So what I'll say for the general public is that Ghana Meteorological Agency right now is up to the task. You can rely on us because right now we are using a lot more informed technological processes to make our decision in terms of weather activities. So you can rely on weather information that we give to everyone. And then also, anytime we issue any weather information, try as much as possible to follow the subsequent weather updates. Probably, maybe you had a chance to look at the morning forecast that it will rain, but then the afternoon forecast came to update the morning one that, oh, maybe the rains that we're expecting, the conditions have changed, so we are no more expecting the rain for the next 24 hours. But then if you are not privy to that information, you might take just the morning one as the whole for the 24 hours and say that our prediction was false. So we try to make sure that try and get ourselves abreast with the daily updates that we do issue, and then you realize that Ghana Meteorological Agency is doing a very good job for Mother Ghana.
All right, so you realize that Ghana Meteorological Agency is doing a very good job for Mother Ghana. We hope and pray. So, like I said, unlike the days this time around, mashallah, things, especially with the platform being introduced and things. So, Jama, unfortunately, we have a problem that wayoyin mu ma insha Allah wata rana za mu sake tawowa da shi, don ruwa dai bai kare ba, ruwan sama bai kare ba, za mu zawo da su ta update mu, amma mu yi hakuri a numbers da muka bayar akan screen din, kai ma za ka kai kokari ka karo kan groups nan ka ta samu updates. Ku ta duban Baina TV kuma kowace safiya muna kawo muku wada updates, muna kawo muku rahoton yanayi na wada report yanda yanayi zai kasance kowace rana muna kawo a nan Baina TV a kan wannan shiri yanzu haka. So Mr. Franklin, Frederick.
Yeah.
I corrected you.
Yeah.
You want to say something?
No.
All right. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
We hope to have you another time.
Thank you.
To jama'a wannan shine yadda za mu kammala shirin Tsarin Safiya na wannan sati. Understanding Islam is next with Malama Aisha Sakib. Za ta zo ta fahimtar da mu game da watan addinin mu Understanding Islam. Up next, inshallah, muna tattaunawa ne da Mr. Frederick Kujo.
Yeah.
I got it right.
Yeah.
Yes. Inshallah, on Monday za mu zo muku da sabon salau na shirye-shiryen Tsarin Safiya ko na shirin Tsarin Safiya tare da ni Amir Mukhtar. Na gode wa kowa da kowa, technicians ina Mako Pada Sudani da kuma Sami and producer na Alima NP Autu. Mun gode da kallo. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.